Top 8 surgical strikes in the world. Osama bin Laden. US Special Forces charged at a safe house in Abbottabad, Pakistan in May 2011. That was the same place where the chief of Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden, was hiding. The operation was led by the CIA and was given the code name Operation Neptune Spear and was carried out by the US Navy SEALs. The raid to the extremists' compound was launched from Afghanistan and they ended up taking bin Laden out during the raid. After they were successful in their raid, they took his body for identification and within 24 hours of his death buried him in sea. Indian Army in Myanmar. A team of around 70 Indian Army commandos went inside the jungles of Myanmar on 10th of June, 2015 to carry out a surgical strike. The operation went on for around 40 minutes and the army took down 50 to 100 Naga militants. Since the strike was swift, the militants had no time to retaliate and everything went smoothly. No one from the Indian Army came out injured during this operation. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's capture. The CIA led a surgical strike in March 2003 to capture 3 terrorist suspects who were hiding out in Pakistan. Amongst whom Khalid Sheikh Mohammed was said to be the key planner who caused 9/11. After the strike in Rawalpindi, he was captured and taken to the Guantanamo Bay detention facility to carry out advanced interrogation techniques. Operation Eagle Claw. In November 1979, some students from Iran took 52 Americans as hostages for 444 days at the United States of America's embassy in Tehran, the capital of Iran. Jimmy Carter, who was the President of United States of America back then, had initiated a secret rescue mission. But the mission ended in disaster as the US Special Forces got stuck in sandstorms and even had to face a fire during evacuation. That's not all, they even lost a helicopter in a crash. The failure of the operation damaged the reputation of America worldwide. Nifty package. In 1989, America began a mission in order to capture Panamanian dictator Manuel Noriega. In order to hide away from the Delta forces, Noriega took refuge in Apostolic Nunciature. Delta forces had to use deafening music and other tactics of psychological warfare to convince him to leave the place and surrender himself. The operation was successful, but a national security advisor also pointed out later that the psychological harassment was a low moment in the history of the United States Army, as their approach, although successful, was silly and undignified. Black Hawk Down. In the year 1993, the Special Forces of the United States had carried out a mission to capture Somali W at Lord Mohammed Farah Aidid. He had support from civilian fighters who were also armed. What was supposed to be a 30-minute operation turned into an overnight one as 2 US Black Hawk helicopters were taken down and 3 others were damaged by RPGs. The Uri Surgical Strike. As a retaliation to the Uri attack, which led to the demise of 18 soldiers, on the 28th of November in 2016, India went to carry out a surgical strike in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. India conducted surgical strikes on terror launch pads across the line of control, LOC. Special forces were involved in this operation, which began around 12:30 a.m., and within 4 hours, the army managed to take out 38 terrorists and 2 soldiers from the Pakistani army.